This is Kevin Callis with Nested Knowledge, here to give some tips on how to get started if you're a little lost as you jump into the Nested Knowledge software. So, if you have not yet created an account or signed up, I recommend that you go to our Sign Up video, and I'll start with where to find videos like this. So if you've gone to our webpage, so nested-knowledge.com, you can find these videos by just clicking on Docs. That will bring you to our documentation or our wiki that contains the instructions for every step of the software. And if you need to learn how to create an account, you can go to Getting Started, where you found this video, and learn how to sign up or sign in. You can also search, of course, for Sign Up or Sign In, and it will find the page of interest. You can jump over there, and it will walk you through. That's, in general, how I'd recommend using the documentation. Either use this sidebar or the links within the page. So, again, from Getting Started, clicking through until we find the video of interest, or searching to find the documentation that you might need. All of that is there for you also through your nests. So if you want to jump in and start trying nest building, you can come in, you can create a new nest, and at every stage throughout the nest, and I'll just click into an existing one, at every stage throughout the nest, if you simply click this little question mark in the upper right-hand corner, it will actually bring you to the page that describes that step on the documentation, and usually will also contain a video walking you through it. So never fear, you can just jump straight into the software and you will still be able to access the documentation. Other things we'd recommend as you're getting started. You could use our demo nest, so you can build from scratch, or if you want to use our demo nest, we have a full video going through how to build out a demo nest. I recommend finding that on the wiki. But if you want to hop in and just get started, I wanted to give you guys some hints on the things that I build when I'm first building the first steps I do when I'm building a nest. So I just name my nest, click create. Generally, I actually start by either building out my search, building out my protocol, or adjusting my settings. Those are the three places I always run to. So I can, if I've already crafted some of the concepts that I want to include in my search, I can just start adding searches from scratch. But if I want to take some time to build out my protocol, I can jump over to Nest Home and begin editing from the protocol template that is posted here in the background. So that can actually help me define down my research question, build out my search strategy, so I'm not going into the search strategy with just effectively the ideas off the top of my head. So good place to start, building out the protocol. Another good place to start is by coming into settings and inviting my friends. Especially if I'm new to nest building, it can be very helpful to add my PI or add a more experienced collaborator to the nest, either by inviting them individually, via email, or inviting an organization. Once I've done that, I should adjust the settings, because the settings that are relevant to autolit, so screening settings, tagging settings, extraction settings, and risk of bias, it's generally best to configure those before you actually do those steps. So if I want to do dual extraction, or I want to do dual or two-pass screening, I should actually change those settings before I jump into screening, or I do risk losing some data when I make that switch. So another good place to start is in settings. And the third place that I said to start is often in literature search. But if I don't want to build that Boolean query off the top of my head, you can actually start from search exploration, where I can just put in elements of interest. So new population term. I can just add these in, and I can run a preliminary search that will bring back records, and I can examine them using our RoboPico AI or the Topics AI, new intervention term. And I can add these, run a search based on them, and it will bring back preliminary studies that will help me inform my final search strategy. So in review, if you are just getting started, great places to jump in are into the documentation, as noted, into nest building directly, either in a demo or by creating a nest from scratch. And if I'm creating a nest from scratch, often the best starting pages are protocol building, adjusting settings, or search exploration. Each of those has specific instructions on the wiki, so hop right in, use the documentation as you are going through by just clicking the question mark. And lastly, I'll note, if you ever run into any problems, you can run back to our home page and click support. This will bring you to a page where you can schedule a meeting with one of our support personnel, or you can email us directly, and we try to get on those pieces of feedback as quickly as possible.